Hello, Libra, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 10th through the 16th. And during that time, we'll have a waning gibbous moon. And that's a really good time for self-reflection and rebirth. Good time to make positive changes, get rid of bad habits, negative thinking, and just buckle down and work towards your goals and aspirations. So keep that moon energy in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Libra. So as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is bring love into the situation, which I believe might have been, was it Virgo? Somebody, that card, I've already seen that card in this series of readings. I can't remember if it was Virgo, Libra, or Virgo or Leo, maybe. Anyway, not that that matters, but, or sometimes it does matter. If you've got one of those in your life and you're a cross watcher, you may want to check that out. Anyway, my overall or my weekly reminder this week, my mouth will start to match my brain shortly, I assure you. My weekly reminder this week is about synchronicity, and that's just that you notice the world around you a little bit more today. Just pay attention, throughout the week at different signs, symbols, things that are getting in front of you. This could be, an animal that you don't see every day. And if that's the case, there might be a situation in your life where you need to take on the attributes of that animal. So watch for that. It might be repeating numbers, which might be angel numbers trying to give a message to you. It could be a song or a conversation that you overhear, some sort of words that you just need to hear in your life. So watch for those synchronicities as the universe speaks to you individually. And that's just my fun weekly reminder for the week. So, okay, without further ado, Libra, I will quit babbling. Let's get into this reading. Libra, August 10 through 16, bring love into the situation. And your overall present energy is the High Priestess. So, looks like you've got something going on that's intuitive, something that's maybe come to you as you are watching synchronicities, but it could also be something, maybe you've had a dream, but you've just got some sort of gut feeling about something. And maybe you're just kind of pondering it or on the fence about it or wondering if you should trust that. Of course, always trust your gut, always trust those inner feelings. They're there for a reason. So we'll see what this might pertain to as we go along. Your current situation is the Chariot. So some sort of intuition about getting ready to make a move on something. This could be a major move for you. It could be a minor move, but it's some sort of something that you're thinking about, making a change or shifting your direction on. And the Chariot is about kind of gathering information, before you make that move and just kind of getting ready. So we'll see. There's some sort of getting ready here. We've got two major arcana. It could be a major thing for you. At the root of your situation is the Page of Pentacles. So this could be something that is financially related, something related to your job. It could be something related to your house, but our pages are about a new path. So some sort of new path for you. It could just be things are changing a little bit, but you're having some sort of intuition as you get ready to make a move. But it looks like it does have something to do with your material, physical world. Again, it could be your house, where you live, that kind of situation. It could be, something as simple as remodeling as where something as big as you want to move. So anywhere in between there, but it's something, that I'm feeling that energy of you're getting ready to do something there. In your recent past is the King of Cups. So you come into this with, really good understanding and kind of an emotional balance. It doesn't look like, any decisions that you're getting ready to make are because you're off balance or out of whack or anything. It looks like you've got a good, emotional stability as you go into this and you're noticing these signs. And again, the Chariot is about getting ready to make a move, and it's gathering that information that you might need before you do so. What's on your mind this week is the Queen of Wands. So you might be thinking about, this might be something that, you're thinking about passion. You're thinking, am I inspired every day? And let's use the job as an example. Am I inspired every day to, does the job that I'm doing really ignite fire under me? Am I excited to go there? It's something I'm really passionate about. And that's maybe something that you're mulling over in your mind, is maybe you want to make a move towards something, and again, I'm using a job as an example, but this could be anything in the material realm. So, maybe it's your home. Does when I wake up in the morning, am I happy to be in my home? Or is there some, do I need to change something or upgrade something or make something easier about the way I live? And it could be something just as small as just a mood change in your house that makes you feel more relaxed in it, or, getting a system together so that your house is more organized, so that you feel like, you can wake up in the morning and your house isn't a mess. All of those little things, but it is something about your material world. And it's about making sure that the thing that you're engaged with is exciting to you, and it's there's some passion behind it, but that's on your mind, is to make sure that that need is getting fulfilled for you. What is just ahead of you this week is the Knight of Wands. So some sort of movement on this. This is the card of action. So it looks like, you are getting ready, but you're chomping at the bit kind of to make this action. And if this is related to your home, I would say that, maybe you've been thinking about remodeling your kitchen, and now, you're chomping at the bit and you're going to take some action as far as, maybe you're going to start consulting someone that's going to help you remodel a kitchen, or you're looking at prices of different things, or maybe just checking into it a little deeper than just kind of thinking about it, right? You're thinking, oh, well, what kind of countertops do I want? And you're comparing colors and looking at things. So this is kind of the action card, as you're getting ready. I don't think the big project has started yet, but I feel like you're taking steps towards it being a more serious commitment to really do something, right? And on your advice position is the Magician. So the Magician is about manifesting. So of course you're definitely in that mode. You're in that action mode of kind of taking those steps. And this is the Magician saying, yeah, what do you want to manifest? Let's get on it. Let's get it together. Let's start gathering the information that we need. Can you afford to do this thing? What do you want? What's going to make you happy when you do this? So there's the Magician in your advice position, which is awesome. That's basically says, yes, let's manifest this thing. Let's get it going. It looks like you're already in the motion of doing it. And this is just that extra kick that you need to say, yeah, let's get it done. What is beyond your control this week is that, yeah, you're really happy about it. This is the ultimate happiness card here with the 10 of Cups. You're really happy about this decision. And again, you're thinking about things, emotionally measured, but also something that just really excites you. And, I keep using, maybe a remodel in your house, and that can be very exciting. It's very exciting to think that, oh, this thing that has been so old and worn and whatever, and sick of looking at it. And when you redo it, it just makes you just enjoy your space that much more. So it could be something as simple as that. Again, it is something materially related. I'm using house remodels as an example, but it could be something related to your job too. Maybe you're going to upgrade in a job position, and you're just happier to get up in the morning and go do it. So it's about making sure that that passion is involved in your life every day, even in the most simple things that you do. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Seven of Swords. And this guy has appeared in almost every reading. So this is, the Seven of Swords is about cunning, craftiness. It could also be theft and hidden agenda. And I almost think, are there swords that you're not sharing? And I would think, here's what I think about this card, is that let's say we are talking about some sort of kitchen remodel, and you're kind of holding back. Like, you've maybe let your partner know, or let someone know that's involved with this. You've told them a couple of things, but you haven't quite dropped the whole all of your opinions. And again, because you're in get information gathering and discovery, kind of the discovery phase of this. Of course, the Magician is saying, let's go for it. So this is kind of your big question: are you really sharing everything exactly what you want? If this is a job situation, are you sharing this information with your boss? You're saying, hey, I need more money, I need this kind of time, I need to be more flexible here, I need more personal time, I need to accomplish this certain thing just professionally. I would like to conquer different, maybe a challenge that you're having. Let's say that you have a challenge of public speaking, and you want to use your job as a way to break through that challenge and learn how to do that better. So that's kind of information that it's kind of a weakness, but you want to share that so that you can have a mentor type person, or maybe your boss in this situation help you to overcome that. And maybe there's an opportunity coming up where a public speaker is needed and you want to give that a shot. So, sometimes you have to share that information, even if you're a little bit like reticent to do so, or you're not super open to sharing that. So that's kind of your big question of this week is, are you sharing all the information? Are you doing something that is a little more cunning and crafty? So make sure you're asking that of yourself this week. In your outcome position is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about evolving. This is the wheel in the sky keeps turning, little decisions that you make today evolve you tomorrow. Let me grab some coffee here. The smallest decisions that you make today, about making change, about doing things, about making sure that you consider your passion, that you do so with an emotionally stable situation, that you're trusting your intuition, all of these elements that have come up, that you're starting to make movement and reach, not really get to the final decision, but you're starting to kind of research it. You've got the magician saying, let's do it. Just everything is saying yes here, and your outcome is that yes, you are going to evolve, you're going to make something better in your life in the material realm. So I really do love that. Make sure, again, bring love into the situation. Make sure that you're doing things that you love. Make sure, I know we all have to consider the people around us and the things that are going on, but you can make those small little decisions. Again, if this is about a house renovation, you want to wake up in the morning and say, I love this kitchen. So even if it's the smallest little change that you can make, sometimes it does make life better for you. And it's about bringing love into the situation for yourself sometimes. So what's hidden from you this week is the devil. That's good. We love when that's the best place for this guy to be. We don't want him appearing, because this is lack of confidence, fear, failure, false truths, that sort of thing. We don't want that. And that's hidden from you this week. So I love that. Let's not even think about him. So let's get a final word here, Libra, from the Soul Oracle deck, as you're moving through some sort of change here in the material realm, some sort of new path for yourself. And Soul Oracle says, forgive and forget. So, and maybe that has to do with up here, that maybe you're not as trusting with your information, and you need to maybe even just forgive yourself and forget. Open up a little bit, let it be known what your thoughts and opinions are on a thing in the material world with the people around you. It could be that you're just a little shy about that. Libras can be a little bit indecisive. And if, maybe let someone help you with those decisions too, kind of, or just be there to bounce things off of. Okay, when it comes to self-care, let's take a look at that for you, Libra, this week. What do you need to be doing to take care of yourself? And the card that comes up is Power. It says, not a good girl. No good girls here. The ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Own your power. So the ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is. Own your power. And I was talking about, if you tend to be a little bit indecisive about things, don't be indecisive to the point that you get railroaded over on a decision about something. And again, this could be here about holding back information. Make sure that you're throwing all of your information on the table, what your wants, what your needs are. If there are other people involved, which there may be, and even just in your own head as well, make sure that you just really narrow down what it is exactly that you want, and that you're carving your way through life to make sure that you get those things in your life. I hope that makes sense to you. So, Libra, I really appreciate your time here with me today. I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. I'd love to get that kind of feedback. Let me know what it is that you were making, getting ready to make a big decision on this week. Are you using your intuition? Is it some material thing? Maybe you Libras can share notes in the comments down there. I do post weekly readings, so feel free to join me next week, and we'll see if this continues or if there's a completely new energy here for you. Also, if you like my reading style, of course, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel, kind of pushes me up in the algorithm, which is awesome. And of course, the most important thing is it'll help you find me next week. So thanks so much, Libra, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.